One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996. Matthew Kish with the Portland Sports Business Journal, or just the Portland Business Journal, is back on One Question, and we're talking a little bit today about the new deal that's hit the wire yesterday and reported to be between Rutgers and Adidas. The Scarlet Knights are potentially moving on from Nike, and the value of this deal is of note to you, Matt, and where the industry may be going. And you wrote a little bit about this last night, but we want to talk about it today. What is this indicative of to you?
So it may be indicative of kind of this boom in apparel deals coming to an end. It may be, but we don't know because we haven't seen the final deal yet. But the numbers that have been reported are that the new deal with Adidas will take Rutgers from $1.2 million annually in cash and equipment up to $1.7 million. So that's a nice 40% jump, but it's nowhere near the terms of recent deals we've seen with Cincinnati and with Arizona State, University of Miami. A lot of deals have doubled in recent years. So the froth may be coming out of the market a little bit.
And the reasons for that froth coming out of the market would be?
I think a couple things are happening. One, we've seen these mega deals for Texas, for Ohio State, for Michigan, and for UCLA. So each of those, well, Ohio State, Texas, UCLA each got around $250 million. The Michigan deal is $169 million over 11 years. So Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, these are big, healthy, profitable companies, but they still have limited resources. And as the biggest deals get to be that size, inevitably it's going to mean that some of the smaller schools, less elite programs just aren't going to get as lucrative of a deal. I think that's one trend that we might see happening. I think the other one might be that these deals really started to escalate in value when Under Armour became a big bidder back when they got the Notre Dame deal. So instead of just having Nike and Adidas at the table, there have been three parties bidding. What may have happened with the Rutgers deal is that Under Armour and Nike have struggled of late, and they may have not bid as aggressively to get Rutgers. So the New Jersey Advanced Media report is that Nike basically offered just to extend Rutgers at its current rate of around they have it at 1.1, we have it at 1.2 million. And Under Armour didn't really seem that interested in it. So those two companies struggling may have left Adidas in a very strong bargaining position. Adidas is doing quite well at the moment, and that may be why they didn't have to go as high on their bid.
Do you expect the recent financial results, specifically for Under Armour, let's take them into account first, which came out last week, and I actually saw a quote today already from Kevin Plank, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but to the degree of people underestimated Tom Brady as well. So Kevin is obviously betting, is very bullish on his company, as we know he would be. But do you see them being a backseat player in this marketplace in the near term because of those financial results that came out last week?
I think they will need to slim down their ambitions a little bit, and that's probably already happening. That doesn't mean that the company is in any great danger. These are all profitable companies doing well. And if you even look back at Nike's corporate history, they have had times when they have struggled, and they've always come and rallied back within a couple years. But it does make sense to me that if Under Armour is going to go $280 million for UCLA over 15 years, that's just not going to leave as much money for other deals. I mean, they have budgets. They can't just be writing those kind of checks to every program. So they're going to want to become more strategic about who they partner with. And those really elite programs like Texas, Ohio State, Michigan, UCLA, that's where all the money's going right now.
And that next group of schools that could be on the market, the open market, who do you have your eye on that this could impact the most, that could be trying to negotiate right now or getting ready to negotiate?
I'll have to look. I haven't looked recently at what deals expire soon, but I do think we kind of just got through this really robust period of activity with those four big deals. One thing to note is that the deals are also getting longer now. Rutgers is reported to be a 6-year deal, which kind of is a outlier there, but a lot of the recent ones have been 10 years. I mean, I think Ohio State's 15, Texas is 15 years. So as these deals become longer, schools don't come up for bid as often.
For those of us in the college space that want to track these companies on a macro level and assume that it boils down to if a company's doing great, they might have more to spend on a deal like this. If they're not doing so great, they'd have less. What inflection points are worth tracking?
Yeah, no, it's tough because apparel brands don't really like to talk about contracts and bidding because it is so competitive, these deals. What I have noticed, though, when it comes to sportswear deals for universities, there are a couple things that are really important. And this also goes to why the Rutgers deal surprised me, because it's a little bit, I thought, small. These big public universities are really valuable because they have huge alumni bases. Rutgers fits into that mold. Rutgers is also outside of New York City, which is the #1 metro area. So that is something that would be very attractive to a sportswear company, as well as the fact that it's in a Power 5 conference. So those kind of factors surprised me for the terms of the Rutgers deal. We should also note, though, that Rutgers is a little bit scandal-tainted right now. So maybe sportswear companies just were really hesitant to partner with them at the moment, and that might explain why it's also a 6-year deal. Maybe there's the sense that, in 6 years, Rutgers, the brand will be in a better spot, and it'll be a more valuable deal.
And that's today's One Question, brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996. One Question is designed to give D1 Ticker subscribers valuable insights on how executive leaders in college athletics think about key issues on their respective campuses, in their departments, or within their leagues and conferences. One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.